it's another one of those games where you're just like, why can't we play like this every night? And it's against a team that we have historically struggled against this season so far, losing our past 2 games against them this year. We lost both of them. So it's against a team that we traditionally lose to this year, who usually their style of play outplays ours and outmatches ours, and they end up winning. But this time we were able to take control of the game and play it our way. And it's just, if we could play like this every single night, night in and night out, our record would be a lot better than it is. Now, granted, we do have a ton of losses from games that have gone into overtime or like 5 points or less. But it's just, if we played like this every night, our record would look so much better. This team would look so much better. It just frustrates me that we can't do this night in and night out when we have guys that are capable of doing it. And it's obvious how we won. We played gritty, tough defense the whole way through, didn't let up ever, held them to under 100 points. Our offense utilized its size and its three-point shooting at the right times. It was fairly consistent. Karis LeVert seems to be finding his rhythm at least a little bit, as he did. He was under 20 points. He scored 19, but it was a much more efficient 19 than, the 12 and 18 points he's had in the past few games, where it was a lot more shots to get there, it felt like, and a lot less efficient than today, where he was just cranking shots out one after another, and he was a lot more efficient, it felt like. And on defense, it was normal Karis LeVert, so decent perimeter defense, stuff like that. Probably the main criticism I have of the team is communication on defense. We need to communicate more on those switches. That way guys aren't slipping through the zone and able to find holes in it. We need to communicate with each other. If I'm going to switch off on this guy, you go get that guy. I'm going to stay with this guy through the screen. You stick with your guy. We're not going to switch. Like, communicate. So that's the main criticism, probably. But Domas, 23 points, 18 rebounds. Great game from him. The dude, if this is what Domas needs to do every night. Scrappy, grit for rebounds, stay with the ball, fight for the ball, be on the floor battling for the ball multiple times like he was tonight, and battling in the post, and just doing what he is here to do. Malcolm Brogdon, he had a decent night. I think he had 17 points with a good 12, 14 assists. And some nice defense from him. Malcolm Brogdon had a pretty good game. Justin Holiday only had 2 points, but his defense was solid enough to kind of make up for it a little bit. But you do want to see him get going a bit more. Off the bench, TJ McConnell, that dude was dishing it out. He had 7 assists, 3 steals. He was a beast on defense today. Only 4 points, but he was 2 of 4 from the field. So that's 50%. Pretty good efficiency for him tonight on offense. And he created so many points that he didn't even have to score a single point tonight, probably, for us to be where we were today. Because he was just creating so much for other guys, and it created points, and it helped us win the game. Keelan Martin, I need that man's jersey, and I need it now. That dude, Keelan Martin, oh my goodness. Just the way he plays basketball, some days he is off. Some days he is way off. But he'll have nights like tonight where, as he matures, he's still a decently young player. So as he matures, I think he'll have these type of nights more consistently. But he wasn't even very good from 3 tonight. He shot 16% from 3. But he did gritty work inside. He finished. He finished interior offense. He got second chance points. He was gritty, grit and grind all game. The dude was even able to manage a few steals, I'm pretty sure, and forced turnovers. He forced misses on defense. And on offense, he got rebounds. He got a second chance points. He never gave up on a play for the most part. Sometimes his motor will run low, but for the most part, his motor, it just runs high for the whole time that he's out there. Because it's another one of those guys. that has fought their way into the league, fought their way to having a consistent role in the rotation. I mean, Keelan Martin had to kick Brad Wanamaker and Jeremy Lamb out of the rotation. Brad Wanamaker's a bit easier, but Jeremy Lamb's like a 11, 12-year vet who's a consistent 10-point per game a night scorer who can give you some really good nights. So that was really hard for him to get. Last year, if you remember, he wasn't even getting consistent minutes, really. So for him, like, he's going to do whatever it takes to keep his role that he has. There is a reason that Rick Carlisle said, if I had to pick someone for a street fight, I would pick Keelan Martin. Because Keelan is, I mean, you saw in that inbound pass, he was jumping up and down, and he just snagged the ball. He didn't give up. He was consistently just trying to steal the ball. Some guys don't even try on those. And he's going to do whatever it takes to win. And, like, you guys hear me talk about Nate Hinton a decent amount if you follow me on Twitter, at WhatLuke. But I talk about Nate Hinton a lot. Keelan Martin, if you take Keelan Martin, his scoring ability, take his rebounding tonight, put that consistently, and give him TJ McConnell type defense, that is Nate Hinton. That's why I want him to have a roster spot. Honestly, I think Nate Hinton should have a roster spot over Brad Wanamaker personally. But it's just guys like that, really good. Also, Torrey Craig, another guy, gritty, grindy, whatever it took tonight. That dude was getting second chance buckets. Not very good shooting wise for him. His jump shot tonight was not there, but he didn't take a ton of bad jump shots, so that's fine. On defense, putting pressure on him, good perimeter defense for the most part. Sometimes I would have liked to see him get his arm and contest jump shots a bit better, stick with the guy a bit more, not fall so much for the head fakes. But for the most part, his perimeter defense was very, very, very well. He stuck with his guy. Sometimes he even played a full court press. It was good to see him. And then on offense, he was getting in, he was crashing the glass, crashing the paint, and just getting those offensive rebounds and putting them back up. He scored 11 points, mostly off of interior, just getting offensive rebounds and putting them back up and them going in, because he's not a small dude. He's not a really tall guy. He uses kind of the Dennis Rodman type of strategy where you're not super tall, but you're kind of thicker. You weigh a bit more, so you box out. You use your weight and you box out, and then when that ball comes, you jump up and you get it, because some of these taller guys aren't used to jumping as high, so you elevate higher and you box out. If you box out, it doesn't matter how tall the guy is, as long as you can jump high enough, you're getting the rebound. He uses that method. He boxes out, gets it, jumps up, gets the rebound, pump fakes, guy misses, opening, pump fakes, guy misses, opening, lays it up. Or sometimes there's an opening without even having to pump fake. He just gets it, puts it back up, 2 points. So he was another guy who's gritting, grinding, doing whatever he could. This is the type of Pacers that we need every night. If this is the type of Pacers that we get night in, night out, more people are coming to the games, we're winning more games, we're making the playoffs, and we're going to get some respect around the league for being a really good defensive and offensive team. And a team that can, and another thing that was good for us tonight, we controlled the pace. That's something that Rick loves to establish. You could definitely tell that this was a Rick Carlisle run squad tonight. It's just controlling the game, controlling the pace. We controlled if it was fast, we controlled if it was slow, we controlled if it was in the middle. We dictated how this game was played. And I'm not expecting that every night, but what I am expecting is the grittiness, the toughness, the willing and want to win. That is what we need to have every night, because we are fully capable of having that night in and night out. It is taxing on your body to just put your body on the line consistently, but it'll be worth it when we're winning games. You're playing for the Pacers. You're going to get injured anyways, just because it's our luck. So would you rather get injured being scared of an injury and getting injured anyway? Or would you rather be injured fighting for a ball, doing whatever it took to help your team win? Personally, I'd rather get injured fighting for a rebound, fighting for a loose ball, than some overuse injury at practice or during a game landing funny. But that's just me. It's difficult to play like that night in and night out. It's difficult to go in with that mindset night in and night out that you want to win that bad. It's something that really can only be produced by a heartbreaking loss like last night. But we just got to try and want that. And if we need to be down by 10 points at halftime to kick into that mode, that is fine. Because you can come back from 10 points in the third and fourth quarter and win the game. Whatever it takes, I don't care. Get into that mindset that you were in today. Grit, grind, tough. That is how this team is built. That is how we win games. Something that was kind of weird was didn't see any third big off the bench. Only saw Miles and Domas. No Goga, no Isaiah Jackson. Just something that I thought was a bit weird. It didn't really affect the game that much, but something to note that Rick Carlisle isn't doing it as much as he did before, and I'm thinking that he might not do it as much because in games like this, there's really no need to put a Goga or an Isaiah Jackson in there for a few minutes when you have a Torrey Craig who can go in there and fill their role and produce more on offense and provide better perimeter defense, especially against a team like Toronto where they will take advantage of that. So I think we'll start seeing that third big depending on how the team's offenses ran. If they're a team that likes to take advantage of the perimeter and you having that big inside and them having a big who can shoot and your big not like Goga not having as good perimeter defense. Isaiah Jackson I think has better perimeter defense, but like Goga and his perimeter defense not being so good and they can take advantage of that, I think Rick is going to put out Torrey Craig. But if you're facing a more traditional center, I think Rick will put out a Goga or an Isaiah Jackson to keep Domas and Miles, give them a bit of a breather. And also they didn't get into foul trouble. That could also be why. No, our bigs didn't get into foul trouble tonight. That could be part of the reason. Whatever it is, I think it's going to be more depending on how the game goes on if we see that third big, and it's not going to be as much of a given anymore. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and I'm going to pray that this is the Pacers that we get. I said earlier, if we don't win this game, then I'm not so sure on how much this team wants to win basketball games. You know, because the last game they just didn't seem to care. But, I didn't talk about Chris Duarte, did I? Chris Duarte, pretty good game. Good job, Chris. Good on defense, good on offense. Another guy who's scrappy and gritty and grindy. But, yeah. Let's hope we get these Pacers night in and night out from now on. Because our defense, like they said on the broadcast, over the past few games, our defensive rating has been one of the best in the NBA. And we're 12th in the NBA in points allowed. 12th best, not 12th worst. But 12th best in the NBA in points allowed. So, our defense is clearly kicking up to the level that we want it to be. So we just need to keep it rolling, you know? See you guys next time.
Just got unlucky on a few plays tonight, you know? One of those plays, I thought he was standing still, but he just hit the shit out of that one guy, and the guy went flying. They blew the whistle, and they called it on him.